Lovely. Great. Welcome everyone. I still see we've got, just about a minute to go. So we'll give people a little bit of time to rock up and to arrive. For those who don't know me yet, I am Nina Saacks. I am a yoga teacher. I've got a studio in Takai, Cape Town. And I think that's Nadia. I haven't seen her in ages. I've got some awesome teachers teaching in Cape Town. I'm actually living in Mozambique at the moment. I'm also a yoga teacher trainer for the Academy of Yoga and Ayurveda. What else am I doing? I love to travel. I am getting a little bit further back into social media again. And I'm busy training as a yoga health coach. So at the moment, I live in Mozambique with my husband or my partner. That's where we're based. He's a farmer and I get to operate remotely. But right now, we are actually in Joburg, of all places. He's needing to find a truck here. So we have literally just come down for a couple of days because there's farming stuff that needs to be done. And when you get a chance, for those who've ever lived on a farm, if you ever have a chance to get off a farm, you take it. So there should be a little chat window. If it's easy enough for you to write in the chat, you can just let me know or let everyone else know where you are at the moment and how things are going. I think most people are probably in Cape Town if you're there, but not necessarily everyone. So maybe just say hi, who you are, where you're based. It's always nice to have a little bit of interaction. I can see there some lovely names here that I recognize, and some that I haven't seen in ages, and some that I am new to meet. So Jenna is in Takai, and you've moved from Joburg. It's like we've done a little bit of a switch here, Jenna. Awesome. So with regards to that and everyone kind of just introducing where they are, Petra's out in Hout Bay, brilliant, love that area, missing it. And you're with us still, lovely. So what I like to start with is just starting with something positive, like a positive win that you've maybe experienced today or in the past week. Mine is usually when I travel, I lose kind of rhythm with everything that goes on, and I don't really do a morning practice, and Harry's also in Hout Bay, or meditation, something like that. So my win for today is this morning I actually did get up, even though there's not much space in this little hotel room. I did a little bit of yoga, did some breathing, I did my meditation. So that is my win for today. I would love it if you can either unmute yourself and just let me know what your win is for today, or if you're able to type it in the chat, type in like what your win is, and it might be something really, really small, or it might be something big. It really doesn't matter. I just love to start with something positive that we've done ourselves. And Piera's in Kenilworth, and Piera's awesome. She teaches at our studio in Takai. She teaches a Sunday morning class with Rabia. So that's great. So yeah, pop in what your win is for today or in the past week, or if you don't want to type, just unmute yourself if you're happy to share with everyone. This is a safe environment. No one's going to judge you. So go ahead with doing that. Mandy, I see. Let me just see where you are. You're in Joburg, awesome. Nadia is thinking about spring and the positive energy that's about. Love that one, Nadia. Haven't seen you in ages as well, and that's a lovely one. Harriet says, this morning I finally went to see a lawyer to get my will updated. Been on my to-do list for 2 years. Yep, finally, you know, like good. That's a massive win. Jacques, cool. Unmute yourself. Shout out. Let us know what your your story is. I don't know, do you have to unmute you, or are you able to unmute yourself? Let's see. Jenna jogged instead of just walking. Cool. You did yoga this morning and walked on the beach after work. Still awesome. Amanda, you got on the yoga mat, even though it was a rough day, turned your day around. Brilliant, guys. These are amazing. Lovely. Cool beans. All right. Anyone else want to unmute themselves and share or write in the chat? Great. That is so, so lovely. It is just so wonderful starting on something positive and realizing that, you know what, especially with everything that's kind of going on in today's world, it's good to just draw on those positive aspects. So after a very stressful week at work, I start again with my morning salute to the sun. Yes, aren't they just great? So that's it. Pretty much in this workshop, what we're going to be doing is we're going to explore our challenges, where kind of they are and what they are, see kind of what's holding us back. We're going to look at what our priorities are. We're going to do a little visualization, see how we would like to feel in the future, and kind of like steps to move in that direction, kind of, and why we're wanting to do that. Most of you are either exploring yoga, you're yoga teachers, or very committed yoga practitioners, or getting into yoga. And it may not be yoga, it may even just be health and wellness, or health and well-being, or fitness. So we're going to explore aspects along that. So what I would like you to do, grab a journal and jot. Awesome, cool. Go for it. What's your win?
Can you see me?
I can't see you, but I can hear you. Or we can hear you.
Okay, that's fine. Right.
What's your win for today, Jacques?
My what? My win.
Your win, yes.
No,
what
I worked,
positive thing
yes,
happened?
No, I worked very, very hard today. I suppose that's a win in my world today.
There we go. Brilliant. Well done.
Okay, sorry about that. Zoom is quite a new experience for me. This is the first time I do it. So I'm trying to settle down behind this little computer. So I'm trying to work out how to communicate with you. So I think I'll manage as we go along.
Perfect. Perfect.
Okay.
I know it's not easy for a lot of people. We kind of all been learning this in the last year or so. So everyone is very patient and happy to assist.
But you can hear me, you cannot see me, eh?
I can't see you, but I can hear you. And at the bottom of your screen, you'll see that there's something that says like mute and stop video, and that says chat. And if you open the one that says chat, you'll be able to see what everyone's been typing in the chat window. So
okay. Yeah. Okay, thanks.
Cool. All right, so that is what kind of we're going to be doing. So grab your journal, grab a pen or writing utensil. Sometimes if you're like me, you like different colors and highlighters and things like that. So you can be as creative with this process as you want, but you want to just have something around. You also want to be somewhere comfy, because we're not going to be doing any yoga or anything like that. So if you've got a nice couch, or you want to be on your bed or on your yoga mat, do so. If you need a blanket to snuggle up with, grab one. You really just want to be as comfortable as possible, and maybe have your water or your tea nearby. And like with any yoga practice, I love to start with a bit of centering. We're going to do a little bit of breathing, and then we'll get into our journaling practice. So with this journaling practice, let me actually just do this so that when we're in that mind space, there's not too much chatter around. What I'll be doing is I'm going to ask a couple of questions. I'll also type them into the chat, so that kind of like, you know, if your mind wanders or you don't quite hear the question fully, you can just read it in the chat. And then I'll time this for about 2 to 3 minutes, depending on the type of question it is. And you're just going to write whatever comes to mind, like spontaneously, like don't, what's it called? Don't edit yourself. Don't edit your thoughts. Just let it come out and see what rocks up. It's a practice that I love to do, and like I was saying in some of my messages, is that it's one that I like to do seasonally. If I can't quite do it seasonally, at least twice a year or so, just to kind of bring you back into direction and clarity. So what I'll probably also do, so that I don't distract, I mean, I'm going to do the practice with you guys as well, so that I don't distract you, I might mute myself so that the sounds in this room don't become distracting, and I might just put my screen off so we can see how it goes. But it really is going to be a time and space for you to go inwards and to do this for you. So you literally don't even need to be looking at the screen unless you want to check in the chat for kind of like the specific words of the question, but you'll get the idea. Cool. If there are any questions, just throw them in the chat and I'll address them. And for now, we'll get into a nice little centering practice. So sitting in whichever way is comfortable for you. Just make sure that your sitting bones are nicely grounded. Your spine is long. You can close your eyes. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, just gaze at the spot in front of you. You'll notice the breath as it flows in. Notice the breath as it flows out. Start to count the lengths of your inhalation and count the lengths of your exhalation. We'll start with a little pranayama, a little bit of a breathing practice. It's not going to be anything complicated. It's going to be something that we do fairly regularly in a yoga class. So we're going to work with a 4-1-8-1 ratio, where we're going to inhale to a count of 4. We're going to suspend the breath for a count of 1. We're going to exhale to a count of 8. And if 8 is too much, 6 or 7 is fine, as long as it's longer than your inhalation. And then we're going to suspend the breath for a count of 1 again. So it's a 4, 1, 8, 1 kind of ratio. And if you're comfortable with it, you just go straight into that practice. If you find that your breathing is already beautiful and slow and you want to make the practice a little kind of longer or bigger, then you inhale for 5, you pause for 1 or even 2, you exhale to 10, and then you pause for the same amount of time. If 4 is too much, then bring it down to 3 and work with 3 and 6. You don't want to force or strain your exhalation. So if you can't get to double, if you can't exhale to the double of your inhalation, just exhale to as long as is comfortable. You want the sequence, the rhythm, to be smooth and easy, smooth and comfortable. Remember that with the pranayama practice, when we have something to focus on, that all the activity in the mind kind of quiet and slows down, it kind of gets funneled into one area of focus. Having that one area of focus can be super helpful to bring us to the present moment, to bring focus and clarity. Lengthening that exhalation really moves us into that sympathetic nervous system where we're going into the rest and digest. Make sure the practice is easy and comfortable. So if you notice that you're straining in any way, adjust it, adapt it so that it is working for you. As soon as there's strain, you're losing the effectiveness of the practice. We're going to do just 2 more rounds. There is absolutely no rush to complete. When you've completed with the next exhalation, just allow that breath practice, that breathing practice to subside, kind of dissipate. Allow the attention to move to your third eye center and observe that space for a moment. Feeling that there's a slight sensation of pulsation as you breathe. Inhaling, there's a sense of expansion. Exhaling, there's a moving back inwards to your center line. And in that stillness, in that centered space, just feel that you're going to invite yourself, you're going to allow yourself to journal, to write, whatever arises, without judgment, without editing, allowing the pen to flow. Feel that you are going to be guided by your heart, by your inner wisdom. Again, there is absolutely no wrong answer, no wrong way of doing anything. Solely for yourself. When you are ready, gently drop the chin towards your chest for a moment. You can open your eyes so that you're getting used to the light again. And then when you're ready, you can pick up your journal. And the first question we're going to kind of journal or write about is, what is your greatest challenge or challenges at present? So for about 3 minutes, just jot down what are or is your greatest challenge. Greatest challenge. And when it comes to your greatest challenges, it might be a health challenge. It might be that you're wanting to lose X amount of kilos, or maybe it might be putting on some weight. It might be that you're wanting to reduce the amount of medication. You might want to, it might be a lifestyle challenge. It might be an energy challenge where you're wanting to feel like you've got more sustainable energy in the afternoons. It might be a time challenge that you want to have more time for yourself to get to the projects and work. So kind of whatever challenge or challenges arise, just write those down. There we go. Whatever challenges come. What are your greatest challenges at present? And now as you write your challenges, see if you can be really specific with the challenges. Yeah. Great. Okay, so that was question 1. We're going to go straight into question 2. So the next question is, what is the priority of these challenges? Priority. So you might have a couple of challenges there, and just maybe kind of look at them and circle kind of like which one would be the main one, because you may have an energy challenge, you may have like a health challenge, you may have a time challenge, and just circle like which is the greatest one, and why is that your greatest challenge? For me, it often comes because it will link up to the other ones. It's kind of like the keystone one, but it might be completely different for you. So again, we're just going to take 2-3 minutes to journal as kind of like the priority of the challenges and why they're in that order. So hopefully that is coming nice and easily. We've just got half a minute or so left to jot down kind of why those priorities are in that order. Okay, so that was question 2. Let's move on to question number 3. So kind of the next couple of questions, we're going to move, like kind of taking a look at the past so that it can give us some insight into the future. So don't get kind of like upset or thrown by the next couple of questions. It's just to help bring a bit more clarity. So the question number 3 is, what do you wish you had already accomplished or achieved? Right. What do you wish you had already accomplished or achieved? Maybe just taking another few seconds to jot down anything that comes to mind. And then the next question after that is very simple. Question 4 is, sorry, I was going on about that. So the next question that we've got, question 4, is relating to question 3. So what do you wish you had already accomplished or achieved? And question 4 is why? Why do you wish that you had already accomplished or achieved those things? So just take the 2 minutes to record that. Okay, lovely. All right, so hopefully you have some insight there. Have your close your eyes, have your pen and paper handy, and we're going to slip into another little bit of a visualization. So with the eyes closed again, move the attention from your head space down into your heart space. You can do that with awareness or with your breath, or by touching the heart with your hand. Just breathe into that space and take yourself to your special, safe, magical place. And it might be walking in a beautiful secret garden. It might be in the mountains, walking under cool trees. It might be floating in the ocean or lying under the stars. So wherever your sacred, special, happy places, see yourself there. And allow yourself to be surrounded by the sense of safety, sense of peace, tranquility, and happiness. As you visualize yourself in that space, ask yourself, see yourself sitting, standing, or lying there, and ask yourself, how do I want to feel in 1 year's time? How do I want to feel in a year's time from now? Just notice any feelings, any words, or any sensations that arise. And as those feelings or words arise, you may just want to jot them down on your paper. You don't even need to open your eyes. It doesn't have to be perfect handwriting. And that lovely, safe, still space. How is it that you want to feel in 1 year from now? And obviously, if you need to open your eyes to write, you can do so. It's not like they have to stay closed. And then you may just want to open the eyes and look down at your page and maybe just jot down why. Why is it that you want to feel those words, those feelings or sensations? And I'll give you a good 2-3 minutes to really explore why. And you can just keep asking yourself, kind of like once you've written the word or the sentence, why it is you want to feel. Kind of my words that came up were vibrant in my life. Why is it that I want to feel like that? And then why is it that I want to be able to do that? Or why? And you keep asking why and why and why. Great. Right, again, hopefully that has given you some nice insight as to why it's important that you're wanting to feel that way. So the next question we're going to address is, what is it that you want to accomplish next? I'll pop that down. Next question. What do you want to accomplish next? And it can be in any field, in any regard, with anything. It can be work related, it can be in your personal life, it can be in your relationship, it can be a small project, a big project, it really doesn't matter. But what do you want to accomplish next? And you'll probably find that it's going to relate back to kind of some of the stuff that has come up a little earlier. Kind of always one of my favorite questions is to kind of what do I want to kind of be focusing on next. Lovely. Right, so the next question, question 6, is a bit more of a practical look at things. So what needs to change so that you can reach your goals or what it is you want to accomplish next? So sometimes there are things that have to change. Maybe there's something in your routine that has to change. Maybe there's something in your schedule that has to change. Maybe there's something in your lifestyle that has to change. What has to change or shift or adapt somewhat so that you can achieve your goals or what it is you want to accomplish next? I'll put the timer on and I'll throw the question in there in case you need to have a look back at it. Okay, great. Right. So the next one we're going to look at 7 is if you think back to your challenges and if you think of a person who has maybe overcome that challenge and is where you already are or has achieved the goals of what it is you want. So maybe if your challenge was, that you wanting to lose 5 kilos or 10 kilos, is there someone who has done that or shifted that? If your challenge was that you wanted more energy or that you wanted more time on your schedule, think of a person or 2 people who have already achieved that. So kind of like who you can not quite aspire to be or to be like, but who can kind of be that motivation for you. So this one, we won't need too much time. I'll just give us 2 minutes for that. But maybe name 2 or 3 people who have what it is that you are wanting to get to. All right. Hopefully you have a couple of names there of people who can help and inspire you. Then what I want you to do, we've just got a few more questions. I think we've got three or four more. The next question is, what is it costing you to not be at your goal right now? So what is it costing you to not be at your goal right now? You can put like a figure to that, a monetary figure to that. So there might be a financial cost. There might be a health cost. So for example, if you are having to take tablets or supplements for something, that could be a cost as well. If you're needing to see a healthcare practitioner or a massage person or something like that, again, those could be costs. It might be an energy cost. You could even try and like what is it costing you to not have the energy to be have enough energy to spend with your kids or your partner or your relationship, or in your work, to be able to give? Is there that work-life balance? Maybe there is a cost to yourself in the sense that maybe you don't have a sense of self-esteem or confidence, something like that. So just take a moment. I'll give this a little bit longer to kind of journal and write about what it really is costing us right now to not be at our goal. So hopefully you've got a little bit of an insight into kind of the costs and how it's impacting you by not being at your goal at this point in time. The next one I wanted you to think of is like kind of looking into the future. So going 5 years forward, 5 years ahead. So what will it cost you in 5 years' time if you don't address those issues now, soon? So pretty much see if you can put a figure or an energy level or an impact on your relationships if in 5 years' time, if you don't address those now. So just see what comes up when you journal about that. So it's just in 5 years' time. That's the next. Okay, great. All right, we're going to move straight on to really moving into a little bit more of the practical side of things. So I think let's do three. What 3 action steps can you start taking to move towards your goal or where it is you're wanting to be? So think of 3 action steps that it could be. And it could be as simple as, finding a partner or a friend to start walking with or jogging with or going to a yoga class with or a gym class, or pretty much whatever your challenges are and where you're wanting to get to. Just think of 3 action steps that you can start taking to kind of move towards those goals. If you've got more action steps, that's fine. If you've got less, no problem. You might have quite a few. And then what I want us to do is to take some time to just break down each of the action steps. So for example, like my walking example that I had is break that down into 3 more subparts. So for example, if you're wanting to start walking, then one of the things would be, I'm going to phone friend X to see if she will walk with me on a Monday, phone friend Y if she's going to walk with me on a Wednesday, and someone else on a Friday. Is it that you maybe need to speak to your husband or your partner to create more space to look after the kids, to kind of cook dinner one night so that you can go to a yoga class? Does it mean just getting your shoes out and putting them at the door? So just for each one, just think of like 3 action steps, like immediate, like you're breaking them down into smaller kind of bite-sized chunks so that you can actually move towards that action step. Because, we may want to, go to a yoga class or a gym or go walking or jogging, but sometimes we need a friend or someone to do something with. And if we don't actually have the thing on our list to say, okay, I'm going to phone Nadia so that, I can find out, will she go with me to a yoga class? we actually don't often get to that yoga class. So we need to break it down literally into that the micro action step that needs to happen. For some of us, if you feel that it is that you're needing to learn a little bit more about an aspect of it, if it's yoga or health or whatever it is, like, okay, so there may be a course you want to do, but like, what are the action steps to that? I need to email this person. I need to maybe do a bit of research. I need to do X, Y, and Z. So just see if you can break down your action steps into 3 mini action steps. I like calling them mini action steps. I'll give you a moment to just continue jotting those down. Okay, so hopefully you've got a little bit of mini action steps that you can literally start taking. Like once we've finished this journaling practice, that literally you could get on the phone, you can message a friend, or you've got an email you can send, or you've got like a meal plan prep that you can do. So hopefully you have some insight there. For me, I know that kind of like reaching my goal or sticking to a plan is really, really difficult, really, really challenging. And I've learned that doing it in a group and being with people, it's a lot easier, especially when they're people who you're accountable to. So often if I say, listen, I'm going to, go on holiday or going to travel and I'm going to be working with doing my yoga in the morning, I'm actually going to get up and do the yoga because I know my accountability partner is going to check up on me to make sure that I've done it, and I don't want to say no. So most of you know that I've been, that I'm busy on a health coaching program. So I'm busy studying with Kate Stillman. And in her health coaching program, we do the Body Thrive habits, which are the 10 habits of yogis. And they're based on Ayurveda, the principles, getting ourselves back into rhythm, back into sequence. And to me, it's been life-changing, this working with like a whole host of people from around the world in a dynamic group. It's been awesome. And being a yogi and stuff, I always thought I was pretty healthy and pretty on track. And, I thought I was doing my yoga more often than not. And what I realized is that I kind of had a reality check, and I've actually really moved from A to B with regards to my health, my energy, and just, the impact that I'm wanting to have and the people I'm wanting to reach. So the 10 habits that she works with, I'm actually doing blog posts. I've scheduled them from tomorrow onwards, the 10 habits, and they're going to form the cornerstone of my annual program, my 1-year program. It's based on her work. And we use the 10 habits and we do them 3 times a year so that we really learn them and we start to integrate them and we start to live them and embody them so that we can have more energy, more vibrancy, and just really reach our goals with what we're wanting to do. So for anyone who is looking at wanting to do a project or a program like that, who wants to be in a group of kind of like yogis for a year to get from A to B, pop me an email or get on my kind of the 30-minute chat with me. I don't have any more slots this week because I'm traveling, but if you are serious and you really think that this might be something for you, then just pop me an email and I'll fit you in on Saturday when I get back, and we can just chat for half an hour and we can see if the program is for you and if it will work for you. My first intake, my pilot, is happening in November, and that is, I'm looking to take on five yogis. I've got 3 more spots available for that. It's the first time I'm running it. We're going for a year, and then the next one will be in March. So if you're wanting to find out more and you're just wanting to see, is it for you? Is it for kind of where you are at right now in your life? Then seriously, we need to have a good chat and be honest with it. If you're not going to be a good fit, I'm going to be honest with you and let you know. Pretty much because for me, going on this journey, I was serious about wanting change and wanting to have more energy and impact. So I really only want to take on people who are serious about moving to that next level. So if you think that might be you, then let's get on a call, and yeah, then we can chat. So I can see it's coming on 7 o'clock. Thank you so much to everyone for being on the call and joining in. I hope that practice has given you a bit more clarity and insight. I love doing the practice. Each time I do it, I gain a little bit more wisdom, and I kind of can see where I'm heading and where I'm wanting to go. I will email this to you guys as well so that you have it on record and you can listen kind of to the questions and go through them again when you're ready and you're wanting. But I'll stay on for another 5 or 10 minutes if there's anyone who has any questions, or if you've had any insights from the practice, anything you'd like to share, questions, insights, yeah, or anything else like that. And if you need to dash at 7 o'clock, I know some of you have families and kids to feed and things to do, so please feel that you can go and do that. But if there is anything you want to share, you can chat, write it in the chat, or you can just raise your hand, and we can get to it. And thanks, Estelle. Yeah, I'm glad you found it helpful. You're more than welcome. I love it. I think it's a great practice. So if you wanting to chat with me, it's yoga.awakening@gmail.com. You're welcome, Haley. I'm so glad that you managed to make it. Good job. And Amanda, you're welcome. I see that. Sorry, I missed yours there. You're welcome, Amanda. Great. And I think that's Petra. You're great. I'm glad you had some insight. Well, you're welcome, Harriet. Harriet in Hout Bay. I don't know why I thought you were in Muizenberg, Harriet. I'm glad you've got lots to think about. You're welcome, Piera. And yeah, it's it's always helpful to have those concrete steps, kind of just, it's nice to kind of have the bigger vision and ideas and thoughts and whatnot, but actually to have like one or two, like just, okay, I can literally get on my laptop and I can, message this person or WhatsApp this person. It's really helpful. All right, Jen, I got your message. I'll definitely make a space for you. No problem at all. Jacques, I'm glad you're feeling motivated. Well done for getting on Zoom and learning all about it. You're more than welcome. Good job. It's not always easy to navigate all this new technology in the times and space we find ourselves in, but isn't it just awesome? I mean, that we're able to connect like this as a group and yeah, just do things like this. I wouldn't have thought of that 2 years ago when, yeah, just, when we were in our studios and doing our own little things. This has really opened up the network. I mean, like seeing Nadia after all these years, after she'd written for our magazine in what it was like 2008, 2009. My word, yeah.
Hello. So ditto. So nice to see you.
So lovely to see you. Excellent.
Hi guys.
See you, everyone. And you learned a lot of technology on your own, Jacques. Well done. Good job. So I'm going to, if there are no other questions or anything like that, I'm going to call it a night. I'm going to say thank you so much to all of you for being here and for taking the time to be with yourself and present with yourself. Often we don't actually grant ourselves the time to do that, or gift ourselves the time to do that. So well done for doing that for you. I think it is going to really help you just move towards kind of where you're wanting to go. And I really, really hope you get there. And I'm happy to chat and make time for you if you're wanting a little bit of advice or support. That's kind of why I'm here. That's why I love doing the work that I do. All right, guys, have a beautiful evening. I'm going to get back to my hubby. I'm going to let him come back into the hotel room. He's been relegated to downstairs. So I'm going to let him come in, and we're going to have a nice relaxing evening. All right, guys, take care. Lots of love.